What's up, everybody? It's Alex Leak and Friends NBA podcast. Back for another week. I'm your host, Alex Leak, and this is the 2023 NBA Finals Game 1 recap. The finals are finally here. We get the Denver Nuggets against the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat, only the second 8 seed in NBA history to make the finals. The 1999 New York Knicks were the first team to do it. They got beat in 5 games by the Tim Duncan, David Robinson Spurs. And Patrick Ewing got hurt right before that final series, so that played a big role in it. This year, it's the Heat are healthy, besides Tyler Hero, who they're hoping to get back by Game 3, potentially, and no Victor Oladipo. But, let's be honest about one thing here. The Nuggets are the more talented team. The same way the Milwaukee Bucks were the more talented team against the Heat, and the Boston Celtics were the more talented team against the Heat. I picked against the Heat in both of those series. Now that they've gotten this far, they've gotten to the finals, I picked the Heat to win this series in 6 games. And let's get into it. Let's get into Game 1 where the Nuggets, it's their first NBA Finals appearance in franchise history. An opportunity for the Denver Nuggets to win a championship. Meanwhile, the Heat made it in 2020 in the bubble and were a shot away from making the finals last year. A huge road Game 7 win in Boston to get here. And I'm rooting for Jimmy Butler. I want him to win his first championship and finals MVP and silence the doubters who said that, as a number 1 option, he can't lead you to a championship. And that's what's being proven in this series, whether it's Jimmy Butler or Nikola Jokic. And there was a lot of talk about the Heat role players going into this series, and we'll get into that here in a few. The Nuggets win Game 1 at home, 104-93. Nikola Jokic once again records a triple-double with 27 points, 14 assists, and 10 rebounds. And Jamal Murray continues to ball out. The Nuggets' 2 best players have been playing out of this world. Jamal Murray with 26 points, 10 assists, big shots, and a big Game 1 win for Denver. But this game wasn't a blowout. 11-point win. At times the Nuggets were up 19, maybe 20 points at one point. But this wasn't a blowout. The Heat just need to play better. They need to make shots. And the role players, like we mentioned, who have played such a key part in the Heat getting this far. There was so much praise for Caleb Martin, Max Strus, and Duncan Robinson, And the Heat role players, those 3, combined for just 6 points in Game 1 on 2 of 23 field goals and 2 of 16 from 3. In my opinion, for it to be an 11-point game, also Jimmy Butler was held to just 13 points. Bam Adebayo led the way for Miami with 26 points and 13 rebounds. But if you were telling me that Jimmy Butler was only going to score 13 and the Heat role players were going to shoot 2 for 23, I was going to tell you it was a blowout. Nuggets by 30. The fact that it was an 11-point win is promising for Miami. That they didn't get blown out. It was a competitive game. They weren't. They were a couple shots away. They needed to hit the open shots, and that's what the league has become. Can you hit the open 3? I've been saying that forever. And so I don't expect Jimmy Butler to score just 13 points in Game 2, and I don't expect the Heat role players to shoot 2 of 23. So I think it's a good sign for Miami. Yeah, they lost Game 1 in Denver, but all that matters here is a split. If you can get a split in Denver and go to Miami 1-1, then you're right where you want to be, and you can steal home court. I think the Heat win Game 2. either they win it or it's going to be a hard fought, really close game. But I think the Heat can win game 2. I think they're going to shoot better and play better. I think they were a little nervous. You know, the Nuggets, for their first franchise finals appearance, did not play tight, did not look nervous. They came out and balled out. And the Nuggets are a great team. You know, not just Jokic and Murray, but Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. are great players. You know, I'm a big Aaron Gordon fan, and Michael Porter Jr.'s athleticism, length, ability to hit the three, you know, and dunk over the top of you, he's a skilled player. So the Nuggets, you know, KCP provided some nice minutes as well. You know, he's a former champion with the Lakers in the bubble. So the Nuggets did what they needed to do. They got game 1. But for those of you talking about it's going to be a sweep or non-competitive, I disagree strongly. I think this series is going to be a great series. I think it goes 6 games. Either way. Maybe 7. I don't think it's a blowout. I don't see the... I do see the talent disparity, but the Heat role players are going to play better, especially in Miami. And if they get Tyler Hero back for Game 3, you know, trust me, this series isn't going to be a sweep. I think it goes 6 games, either way. Even watching it last night, it was like, man, it just came down to hitting shots, hitting the open shot, and the Heat weren't, and the Nuggets were. And that doesn't necessarily, you know, when it comes down to just shot making, the better team doesn't always win. Sometimes it's about who gets hot. And if any of these role players, Caleb Martin, Max Strus, Duncan Robinson, gets hot in Game 2, Jimmy Butler's going to play better than 13 points, you know. I think the Heat win Game 2. I really do. So there's going to be a lot of overreaction to Game 1 and saying, oh, the series is over, it's not going to be competitive. You know, this is how it's going to look the entire series. I disagree. And you remember how much praise Caleb Martin was getting for the Celtics series. And for him to score 3 points, it's like, come on, man, you're going to see a much better performance out of him. Duncan Robinson's going to hit the open 3. And Max Strus, you know, he can't do any worse. 0 points, 0 for 10 from the field, 0 for 9 from 3. He can't do any worse, and he's very capable of putting up 20 plus and hitting the open 3. So, you know, I'm not worried as a guy who picked the Heat in 6. I'm not worried yet. I'm not panicking. Even if they go down 0-2, you're probably getting Tyler Hero back for Game 3. It puts pressure on you to win both games in Miami, but I think home court is going to play a major role in this series with 2, you know, kind of young teams. I mean, the Heat role players are key, and the Nuggets need their role players as well. In Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., you know, all the guys. So, Bruce Brown, KCP. So, it's going to be a long series, in my opinion. I don't think it's 5. I think it goes 6. And let's not overreact to Game 1. A lot of you are going to overreact to Game 1 and say sweep or 5 games at most. Watch Game 2. Game 2 is a big game in this series. Game 3 as well, but Game 2 on Sunday night, it's about adjustments, right? From game to game, it's about adjustments. I trust Erik Spoelstra. I think he's the better coach in this series over Michael Malone. So I trust Erik Spoelstra. I trust Jimmy Butler, and I think the Heat role players are going to shoot better in Game 2. So give me the Heat in Game 2 to even this series up. It was a fun Game 1, but not that competitive, you know. The Nuggets kind of had control of it all the way through. I expect the Heat to go on bigger runs in Game 2, shoot the ball a lot better. You need your role players. You need to hit the open 3. We all know this. So it'll be very interesting. And one thing why is Cody Zeller playing? You know, get Cody Zeller off the court and play Kevin Love. Why was he a DNP in Game 1? Play Kevin Love. Don't play Cody Zeller, Erik Spoelstra. Make that adjustment. Cody Zeller doesn't know what he's doing out there. Can't guard Jokic at all. Tried to flop and looked terrible at it. put Kevin Love out there. You're not going to stop Jokic. He's going to probably average a triple-double for the finals. He's going to get his stats. I think you got to worry about Jamal Murray. Try to limit him somewhat, and then don't let the role players kill you. And Jimmy Butler's going to play better. I think he will in Game 2. And the role players, again, I'm going to keep talking about it. I mean, Gabe Vincent did all right. He hit 5 threes, 19 points. But you got to get more from Caleb Martin, Max Strus, and Duncan Robinson. If the Heat don't get enough out of those guys, they're not going to win the series. I think they play better in Game 2. So, the moral of the story here is don't overreact to one game. Be patient. It's a long series. Game 2 on Sunday night. I wish it was Saturday night. Sucks we have to wait until Sunday. But it's going to be a big game, a fun game, and I can't wait. I got the Heat winning Game 2, so we'll go to Game 3 with the series split. We'll see if I'm right or wrong, but I can't wait for Game 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you get a chance, go check out the Ricky G interview I did, NBA Finals preview last week, and then also check out the NBA Finals preview with Dime Dropper. Both really good episodes. So check those out. Hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. Let me know what you think in the comments, and have a great week, guys. Peace out.